Chastain comes on 7th at COTA. But towards the beginning of the final stage until that final pit stop, you guys are right there with Byron. What can you describe what went wrong kind of during that pit stop at the end?
Yeah, we just got way too loose. We've been loose all weekend, and that's why he was able to get by us right before the green flag stopped, and we came back out. We made a big swing at the Worldwide Express Chevy, and it did not help. We swung and missed, so we dropped back, obviously a long way from the lead, even after we came out of the pit. So not how we wanted to end it, but we swung forward, and if it would have worked, we would have had a shot to keep up with 24.
And was that kind of partially why the car seemed to fall off towards the end, because obviously the top two seemed to gap everyone by a decent bit?
Yeah, for sure. I can't speak about everybody else, but for us, it's way too loose at the end.
All right, thank you.
Here with Chris Buescher after Circuit of the Americas. Chris, obviously a lot of long runs today. Only cautions were the stage breaks. Was that kind of what you thought would happen coming into it?
No, not after last year. I expected a little more, but we certainly had a lot of spun-out cars, but everybody just got back going. So the restart zone, by design, was supposed to calm down turn one and not make it look so silly, ultimately. So I think it did a really good job of that. So I'm not terribly surprised by it, but yeah, I guess I would have expected a little more. We could have used a little more opportunity, having to drop to the back to make our way up with our fast and Ford Mustang. So proud of these guys. They did a really nice job. Had a good race car. We just got some tweaks to work on, and we'll be ready for the next one.
Awesome. Thanks, Chris.
Zan Smith comes home 20th at Circuit of the Americas. Obviously, you'll eventually want to be better than 20th, but considering the last few weeks the team is and you guys have had, how important was this result?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a rough start, no doubt, on just, I guess, learning, but just mistakes, misfortune, bad luck. But we've had speed. I know people don't always see that, but we really have. And so yesterday, a mistake in qualifying, hitting the dirt down turn 8, gave us a bad starting spot, but ultimately today we put together a solid day. Had good pit stops, was patient in the beginning, worked our way to the front, made one mistake getting into the 41 there, just in the braking zone. It's so hard when you're in traffic because some guys just aren't at their limit, and then if you have someone to clean air, you are, and it just it's tough. But apologize to them. But our Focus Cell Chevy was pretty good today. I feel like we probably should have finished in the top 15, but just ultimately I made a few little mistakes there at the end, and once again got into the dirt in turn 8, and lost a few more positions with a couple laps to go. But like I said, ultimately a good day, and hopefully it's all momentum.
Justin Haley comes home 17th at COTA. Towards the end of the race, you're running as high as 11th. What kind of did the tires kind of go away at the end, and just how did the car feel throughout the day? Because obviously you guys were up, top 15, top 20 for much of it.
Yeah, I mean, everyone at Ripper Racing did an awesome job. I thought the car was very competitive today. We just had a slow last pit stop, and then we had a slow pit stop, and then we had to save some fuel. We just didn't get enough fuel into it. So, overall good day, some things to clean up, but I'm kind of liking the positive momentum here we have. Feel like we had a top 10 car, just need to clean up some stuff, just keep moving forward.
Yeah, and obviously, you guys were running as, inside the top 10 in Bristol, still got a decent finish there. Now you have this back-to-back. How important, is having, these runs back-to-back, moving into Richmond next week?
I mean, it's huge. We're just trying to do all we can with what we have. It's still a super small organization, but I'm having a lot of pride and fun and enjoyment in helping build it, right? I feel like we're having amazing runs each and every week. So, just keep moving forward. It's a growing process, and I'm here for it. I like it.
All right, thank you.
It was just stage cautions. Yeah, I think the reliability is pretty good in this car. I feel like everyone's gotten pretty familiar with all the parts and pieces, and there's a lot of really good teams and drivers that don't make a lot of mistakes, and so I think that creates it. I think the track is really big and there's a lot of runoff here. So the runoff is an advantage to not having cautions because you don't have a wall to hit. You know, if you miss a braking zone, I missed turn 1 on the restart, and all I was worried about was the gravel. I wasn't worried about hitting the wall. So I think that's part of it for sure. And if you look at road course racing in general, watching F1 races, there's no cautions really, except for the street races where guys hit walls. So I feel like that's part of it.
The only thing I thought about was the first 3 or 4 laps, but they were all bunched up and everybody was excited, somebody makes a mistake. Other than that, once we got through that, I felt like it was going to be this way. So, yeah, I thought the racing was still pretty dang good. Most of it around the track, it's just the way it goes.
Justin?
Wyatt Watson with Frontstretch.com. Rudy, a question for you. The strategy played a key role today, obviously. As soon as Christopher Bell showed his hand after that first stage break, what were your thoughts going into that?
Yeah, I kind of expected, honestly, I expected about 6 to 8 cars to stop it. William mentioned I kind of was on the 2-stop bandwagon for most of the week. But he wasn't feeling it as much, and that's what matters the most. So I knew it wouldn't be in a bad spot to shorten the stages. So, it kind of got intel that Bell was going to do the opposite, basically, of us two. So if he needed a stage win and 2-stop, but he was going to do it. And then they had a bad pit stop, or it took a long while to get fuel in the car, it looked like, and it really put it back. So he did an amazing, that team did an amazing job coming back to the field, but obviously it still worked out for us, so thankfully.
Steven, and then Jerry.
Steven Stumpf, Frontstretch. I have one question for William, then I have another question for both of you guys. William, can you kind of take me through those, laps taken down, 12 to go, to 5 to go? Obviously, the 20 was, closing in, but you had a manageable gap. Were you kind of trying to just conserve a little bit and just kind of save as much as you could for the car towards the end?
Yeah, I mean, my brakes were getting pretty hot, so I was pushing pretty hard. I think, it's just a lot of laps, around here. I mean, it's just 4 miles or whatever it is, so it just doesn't go by quickly. So you're trying to just kind of, I would say boredom's the right word, but it's taking a long time to get to the checkers. So you're just kind of wondering what is going to happen, and it's easy to kind of fall out of that rhythm because of that. And this track doesn't flow a whole lot. It's very technical. So you go from very technical S section to a hard braking zone, and then you go to another hard braking zone, and it's not very similar to anywhere we go. So I feel like it's easy to get out of rhythm. So that's what I noticed today.
And then the next question I had was, so of your guys' 12 wins together, 7 of them have actually come in the first 8 races of the season. Is that just coincidence, or is there something special about those first start of the season, or maybe the tracks that are on the schedule then?
Yeah, it's just a lot of hard work. I know everyone works hard, but I think we really go in the off season, and sometimes we want it a little too much, or I do, and just kind of make little errors at the beginning of the season. But typically that's when the desire is high, and so just trying to keep that throughout the summer this year, keep the stamina, on my side physically, to be able to have that summer that we really want to have. But it's a long season, so you just gotta kind of take it when it comes.
Yeah, we never stop. Once Thanksgiving's over, it's nothing but working on races like it's going to be next week. So, that preparation, like you said, everybody works hard, but that preparation and just trying to be fast starters since the playoff system was created, that's huge. Like you start stacking points, you start doing all the right things to relieve a little pressure so that you race more free. And no matter what series it is, it's always been something I strive for.
Thank you.
Jerry?
This is Harrison Burton, driver the number 21. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, check out one of these 2 videos beside me. Visit frontstretch.com for more racing content.